Okay, we're just doing an antenna test today. Right now I am using a Tram antenna. It's called the Big Cat 9. Just testing the gain of this antenna here. We're about 1.75 miles from the house here. Just doing an antenna test here. Alright, let me go and switch antennas. Okay, and we are back. We are now using a Firestik FS-2 antenna. It is a 3-foot antenna here. It's a 5/8 wave antenna. So hopefully it might do a little bit better than my Tram antenna. What's coming up next is my other antenna I have here. Anyways, be right back. Okay, I'm using now an Everhart antenna. It is a 4-foot antenna. I believe they claim it is a 1.25 wave antenna. How that works, I don't know, but we are trying it out right now. If there's any type of gain here, then there's something different with this antenna. So hopefully we can actually tell.
Okay, we are back right now. Here's the Tram antenna I have. Overall, it's a pretty decent antenna. It's a cheap knockoff brand is what this is. The antenna that was designed first like this is a Predator antenna. It's a Predator 10K, that is. This is a Chinese knockoff antenna, basically. The Predator antennas, you can replace this up here, this shaft, everything. You can buy the parts and replace them. Of course, it's about a $100 antenna. I think I paid $25 for this antenna from Walmart. The downside of this antenna, this little screw up here. Guess what? I can't even unloosen that. It has done corroded itself in there. I've oiled it, I've heated it up. Can't get it out. However, on my other car, this antenna matches perfectly, SWR wise. Let me bend this over. As you can see, I had to lengthen the antenna to get this antenna to match on this car here. Just some wire on it, known as a pigtail. And all this does is lengthen this antenna. There's nothing wrong with it. Well, it works okay. But we did get a S7 here at home for this antenna. Let me just take this off of here. As you can see, I got two mounts here. I've had this for years. It has given me trouble. Got a Firestik system here. Good antenna mount there for your car. The Firestik antenna. FS-2. If I can get it screwed in there. It's the 5-wave antenna I have. It's a top-loaded antenna. Got these wires up here, and they pretty much start going solid up through here. They're really wrapped tightly. Overall, it's a good antenna. And how you tune this antenna, there's a screw system there. Of course, you just loosen this. You tighten it up and down. But when you tune this antenna, make sure you put this cap back on there, because it does affect the SWR of this antenna. Yeah, Dino Devila done a good review of the Firestik antennas. However, he's not around no more. He's off in DX land somewhere. Yeah, he passed away a good year ago, I think. I'll put a link of his channel on this video here. And I do use a spring with my antenna here. I have to use. But yeah, with the Firestik, almost an S7. There was a little bit of difference in it. And my other antenna is this Everhart here. This is how you tune this one. You just move this shaft up and down. Same design as the Firestik without the cap on top. And this is actually marketed as a 1.5 wave antenna. I'm just going to move this Firestik over in comparison. We don't knock everything over. A little bit bigger wire on there. It is also a little bit taller of an antenna. But like I said, how they do this as a 1.5 wave antenna, I really don't know. Don't know how they match it up. Maybe up here there's some magical piece of wire. I don't know. But if you look on the video, I got a little bit more than an S7 with this antenna. Now, is this a real world antenna? No. I mean, I was parked right beside the main road. That extra signal could have been, you know, bounce back reflection from a semi passing by. I don't know. From all these antennas, which is the best? Probably the decent one could be the Tram. However, I've had problems with it. I've even had problems out of this antenna. My SWR was going high sometimes. I don't know if I've got a broken wire in this thing or what. Don't appear to be. I've seen videos online where this little wire right here, down here, will break. Mine don't look to break. Mine's got perfect connectivity on it. Had some issues out of it. Today it was working fine. But still a good antenna system. This antenna, you can get them for under $20. That's why I bought it for, just to see if the 1.5 wave actually has an effect. Now, with this antenna, I did have to trim this top here off. It sinks down in about here, roughly. Let me use my other hand. I think it sinks down about in this down here. It's not the full length of the shaft here. About down to here. Did have to cut some off to get it to match my car here. And I also put some grease down in here to keep it all loose. Just going to give you a size comparison. Yep, the tram is longer. It's roughly almost 6 foot tall, I'm guessing. I'm 5'11". That's almost as tall as I am. Of course, the Firestik is a 3 foot. Everhart is a 4 foot. The only other antenna I don't have, I've never really used it, is the 102-inch CB whip. You can get for roughly $20 at a Radio Shack, if you can even find a Radio Shack. It kind of sucks that they're closing those places down. So if you see one, grab one, because the quarter wave antenna design is technically the best antenna you can get for your money. However, these antennas does a pretty good job by themselves. And as you can see right there, that proves it. But this is not a real world test. That's the only thing you can't do. You can do conditions tests, you can do distance tests, which we did. There was sort of a hill in between us. That one was a little bit, right on the other side is where I actually was. But it would take days, weeks, maybe months to actually prove which antenna design is technically the best. To get out, at least have a good antenna system. Yeah, Magnum mounts are good. That there is a 2-meter antenna. It's a tram also. You know, cheap knockoff design. That works good. Something quick and simple. However, if you're going to go from actually made of money and wanting a good antenna system, go for the big guys. Definitely a better design antenna, I think. Now, I get a lot of looks using this antenna. From these two, you got a little bit more weight with them, just driving around. So you gotta have a good mount in your car, or they'll be swinging all over the place. Let's try and think of something else to say here. Always make sure to go for a spring-loaded antenna if you're over 3 foot. Of course, I know I need a new bowl in there. It looks good looking, rugged. Of course, there's your spring. And let's have a look at my radio here. And we are back right now. This is the radio I was using. It's the Magnum S45 HP. This is not your ordinary CB radio. This is an export radio, meaning you can talk out of band with it. However, in this country, the United States of America, this radio is deemed somewhat illegal. For one reason, back here, that is the RFX-75. This radio will do roughly 70 to 80 watts. However, I don't like this radio because it does 10-meter ham radio. Yep, there's someone here. There's somebody in foreign countries on the radio here. It's Spanish. I really don't know Spanish too good anymore. That's your normal radio I have here. Of course, 38 sideband here. That's where all your skip takes place. Nobody not really on here. Anyways, I've got the standard mic here. I do have another mic. It's the static 636L. This is a good mic. Of course, this radio, you can have two mics on it. You gotta be up close to use this mic here. The loudest mic, of course, is your standard one. This is an awesome microphone. We'll go to channel 20 here just to show you what the SWR is with the Everhart on here, since this is what I mainly use on this radio here. Gotta calibrate here a little bit. Needle barely moves. That's what you want to see when that needle does not move. Now, today's test, there's another thing I didn't mention, was the distance of radio. On normal CB, you're lucky if you get 4 to 5 miles out of it. That's pretty much standard on level land. You get into the mountains, you start seeing the distance cutting short on you. CB's on the radio. I highly suggest it. And it's like this. You're in a traffic jam. You don't have nobody's phone number ahead of you. You don't know what's going on. This CB, most of your truckers has one. You just go to channel 19 and ask what's going on up there. Chances are somebody will come back to you. If you travel a lot, get you a CB. Nothing big major like this. You can get a CB with antenna for maybe $50 to $70. You can go to Walmart, get you a little cheap Midland mag-mount antennas, which I do not suggest. They're cheaply made. They don't last no time before they start rusting. But they do sell a Cobra radio for about $35, I believe. But you'll do you okay. Not to downplay the Cobra radios, it's just a cheap radio you can get that will get you on the air. Of course, today there's not too much really going on. Sideband's down. One thing I noticed about my radio, it does not go back now. I don't know what happened to it. The switch went broke, I guess. There's a Super Bowl channel. That's where all of your big boys are. They got the big amplifiers. And all they're doing is making a bunch of noise, as far as I'm concerned. Anyways, I guess I better cut this video today. Anyways, I know this was not your ordinary video today about in the woods. Something I've been wanting to do for you guys. Anyways, catch me in the next videos. Talk later, and bye. And yeah, 73s.